We are live on Facebook. And then let me...
Sanbonan bantu baga Facebook, welcome to Ikhambihealing, aka I.N.Healing.
Yes.
Sanbonani Facebook people, welcome to Ikhambihealing with Nelly, Nkosi, Menzi, Maseko, featuring Blaq Ivine Mulot. She will tell me how to pronounce everything properly, and we will grill her with hard questions that will make her run away from the camera about her healing. I'm joking, we won't do that. Nelly, take over. I want to take a background seat and just enjoy the conversation between two beautiful sisters who are into this African thing of healing our way.
Okay. Tama Kumkulu, thank you so much for that introduction. So today we are having a roundtable discussion with Ikhambihealing, Blaq Ivine Moloto. But then we'll get into that a bit later on. She'll introduce herself a bit later on. So what I wanted us to first start with is our breathing meditation. And just to center ourselves and invite our spirit guides to come and speak come and speak through us, and also enhance the knowledge that we have, singakulume nje, let our conversations be guided by our ancestors and our guardians and our spirit guides. Okay, so you can stand up, you can sit down, you can lie down. It is really up to you, but in essence, you must be really, really, really comfortable in where you are. So we'll begin by taking a deep breath in. And then think of all the things that you want to draw closer to you. Think of all the things that you want to learn, and then breathe out. Releasing all negativity, releasing all distractions, and releasing everything that will hinder you from learning today. And then take another deep breath in, embracing the energy of Nut, the energy of Mother Nature, the energy of Father Nature, the energy of Umazulu. And then release all the tension that may be around you. And then take one last breath in, inviting all your guides, inviting all your ancestors, inviting all those that came before us, that have the knowledge. And then take another deep breath out. Release, release. And shake your shoulders a bit, but wiggly, wiggly, wiggly. Yes. And then I would like us to recite, as La Ikhambi, we always recite the pledge. The pledge is really just to remind us of and we do not speak from ill with other people, and just to remind ourselves with Zelenila. So you can unmute your mic, and then you can repeat after me as I recite. Yes. This is the Healer's Pledge, the code of conduct for the group. Ikhambi Natural Healing. Singabelaphi, we are healers.
Singabelaphi, we are healers.
We owe our gifts to nature, our ancestors, and our creator.
We owe our gifts to nature,
our
ancestors, and our creators.
We live by the principles of Ma'at, Unu, and Ubuntu.
We live by the principles of Ma'at, Unu, Ubuntu.
We will approach each other with respect, honesty, and compassion.
We will approach each other with respect,
Respect
honesty, and compassion.
We will neither we will offer our advice, recommendations, and ideas with trust.
We will offer our advice, recommendations, and ideas with trust.
We will neither insult, dishonor, nor abuse one another.
We will
neither insult, dishonor, nor abuse one another.
We will share, practice, promote, and raise awareness about natural healing.
We will share, practice, promote, raise awareness about natural healing.
Healthy lifestyles and well-being.
Healthy lifestyle and well-being.
We will refrain from posting negative information.
We will refrain from posting negative information.
We will refrain from posting irrelevant information and falsehoods.
We will refrain from posting irrelevant information and falsehood.
Singabelaphi, we are healers.
Singabelaphi, we are healers.
Our gifts are a gift to humanity and nature.
Our gifts are a gift to humanity and nature.
We will give back to nature what it has abundantly given to us.
We will give back to nature what it has abundantly given us.
So we are here today. I just want to make Mkhulu Menzi co-host so that he handles that for us. And we just concentrate on the conversations. Greetings to everybody that has joined us on the Zoom. Sogozani, Sister Tandekile. Yes, we are here now. So today we are joined by Kamohelo. My son's name is also Kamohelo. The Black Divine, not my son though. We are talking to the Black Divine a lot today. I'll allow her to introduce herself and just let everybody know who she is and where she comes from.
Blessings, everyone. My name is Kamohelo Moloto, the owner of Ivine 7 Seals. I heal through yoga and holistic healing through yoga, candles, and gemstones, like realization of self. I am a person who allows people to realize their self, help them in their journey of realizing their self, as I also realize myself in the journey. Yes, I hope everyone is well. Blessings.
So I just wanted to know from you, how did this whole journey start for you as a young Black South African? How did your awakening process start, and what influenced this path for you?
The path of yoga, or as a Rasta woman?
we can talk about both. You know, we are in the month of Unut. I call her Umazulu, but Brother Moji said, hey, I just butchered the language. just butchered language. But I know Sister Blaq Divine is Kimupage, so she'll correct me correctly. So she's like, yeah, she'll correct me, if I got that wrong. So we can start with both, you know, as a Rasta woman, and thereafter, because everything is interlinked, and thereafter, in terms of working with stone, gemstones, and yoga.
My journey started through music, I could say, because that's how we got introduced to Rastafari, most of us. And in my path, it's a little bit interesting because I was not a straight woman. I was a lesbian in that time. You understand, when I had to take this calling of Rastafari, when it came into, you know, because as I listened to this music, I heard them saying such things that I felt I have to search more about it.
Hello.
Because pardon?
Who is that? Can you please mute your mic if until question session? Yeah, you can continue, sister.
Blessings. No. So I started searching for myself because as you start hearing them, it's the state of believing. And this state where I'm in now, in Rastafari, is taught me a state of knowing. As I listened to them, I believed what they said, but I had to know for myself and to know if someone says the Most High, who is the Most High? You understand? Know it through me. I don't believe it through someone and say, someone said this about the Most High, but it's what I went through, because you get to know things through experience. You understand? So converting to that part, to being Rasta, it was hard because I was a woman with trousers. The change, it was a hard change. People started calling me Dombi Futi, you know, because I didn't change to be just any woman, but a woman with long skirts and turbans, or when like.
I actually get. Sorry. Now you can continue, sister.
Yes, So in this journey of Rastafari, this is where I was introduced to yoga by a sister. Just the day out, just the morning, actually. She was at my mom's place, sleeping over. We went out, we did yoga. She introduced me to yoga. But I felt that this thing, it helped me realize myself. It helped me heal. You understand? I saw the benefits that it had to me. So I wouldn't say that it was interest or what, you understand? I felt like I had to be taught it so that I can share it. You understand? So what it did for me, you understand? I saw the benefits it did for me, and I saw that this has to be shared to the people. People need this. We need healing. We need to realize ourselves, because if you don't know who you are, you won't know what you have to do and how you have to do it.
I actually understand what you mean, you know, and it's very sad. It's very sad that a lot of people we get a lot of judgments from people based on how we should be. And I'm listening to the statement that you're saying, don't be futi, and all of that, you know, as us as a people, we go through phases, and you know, where we explore who we are, shades of ourselves, you know, and you wouldn't be where you are had you not explored everything about yourself, and you shouldn't be ashamed of the shades of yourself. And people are so quick to maybe if I woke up today and I said I am Rasta, and tomorrow I decide that no, my journey is leading me towards this, and they're like, oh, that's a little Rasta, or they will have some negative comments about it, you know, and not forgetting that we are not one-dimensional beings in some way. We are not one-dimensional beings. We evolve and we are constantly seeking to find ourselves, you know. I'm loving the journey that you spoke about when it comes to that. No,
Well,
you can continue.
Pardon. I was saying I agree to that. That is true. Because me being lesbian, it helped me, it taught me self-acceptance. For a rasta. The comment this can to stand strong in this journey. So it was preparing me actually for
Yes.
It was a different journey, but it taught me for my next journey. So everything happens for a reason.
Tamak. So I wanted us to get into, I'm sure you've seen the poster, Unut. Unut is often depicted, so the goddess, the deity, or the Neteru, Unut, is often depicted in some, it's almost like a yoga pose where she's looking upside down. And for me, when I look at it, for me, it represents a flow of energy, you know. She looks like it looks like a river. Stars, I know, but a river, you know, of all the flows of energy, and each point where it influences the energy that is around you. I don't know if it actually makes sense. So when you say that when you first got into yoga, what is it about it that actually made you want to become, to learn it more to the point that you are now a teacher of yoga?
I would say, let me start by saying yoga is like mountain climbing, né? Trying to reach the top, whereby you, okay, it asks you one question, Utu, Ungubal, who am I? You understand? That's what it asks you. And then we partake this journey to realizing self, which is the top of the mountain. We climb in this mountain to reach ourselves. So this thing, every day. It's not like Seki toes. I haven't found myself. I'm still climbing the mountain. As I teach, I'm also learning. You understand? So I saw we need to find ourselves. We need to find ourselves. That's the only way we can conquer anything. If we know ourselves, we will know what to do, we will know when to do it and how to do it. You understand? So now, into the kind of going hands, you understand? Into the kind of strength. But because Mara, no man, how you can tackle everything. You understand? A lot of us, we are facing a lot of things, but we are facing a lot of things. You understand? And okay, now into you understand? So Sharon to in a simple way, because your body is the best healer you can ever imagine. You understand? And your state of mind is the best healer, the power of the mind, understand? And we need each other to climb this mountain together. The stepping, the mountain is walking. I get so that is what inspired me. Will help people finding themselves, because if you find yourself, you will tackle everything that comes your way. Physically, emotionally, and mentally.
Would you say that it requires a lot of, when you're doing it, like when you're doing it, you there's a lot of self-introspection? Would you say that? Because I mean, I'm not very good at yoga, guys. I don't want to lie to you. I am not good at yoga. So would you say that, because when you know, I once went to a yoga class, and and I sat there in this yoga class, and Bachumisa there's impepo, or the candle, the incense sticks, and it was dark. It had like that that ambience type of vibe. And this lady was speaking in a monotone voice, and she was saying, you must do this. And then she was saying that you must think of what not. And I, you know, as I'm sitting and I'm listening to you, it almost sounds like it's some form of a meditation, you know. And for me, I just liked it because one of my friends, she doesn't practice it in a spiritual way. She does yoga, but I don't think that she incorporates it in a spiritual way, because she just does it because it keeps your body fit, you know, and it keeps you toned. So she does it as a form of exercise, you know. And I'm like the two contrasting. Okay.
Pardon. There are types of yogas, you understand?
Okay.
When I did type, it's a yoga. So Utolore, your friend is focusing on the Iyengar yoga, which is the yoga you use props where it deals with physical balance, no breathing. Yeah. Now I deal with Vinyasa yoga. Vinyasa yoga is whereby you deal with breathing. You understand? Like the
okay.
poses don't matter. You have to, yeah. And then there's Kundalini yoga, which deals with all, like the mind, the body, the soul, the breathing, the physical strength, you know? Yeah. And then we have Acro yoga, which is done in pairs. You know, we have Nacha yoga, whereby you Ubonta the poses, the asanas through dance, through motion. You understand? Yeah. So people don't take it on same level depending on the type of yoga they're doing.
So if I am a person who is seeking alignment with, let's say, I am going through a phase in my life, which one would you recommend?
Kundalini.
Like Kundalini. Why?
Because it deals with everything, the mind, the body, and the soul. And remember, it is all connected. For the mind to be well, the body has to be well, and the eye rate has to be well. You understand? They all work together. So if one is lacking, obviously it's going to drop the other one. So you have to balance. The aim is to balance. So I would recommend other than physical strength, and then your mind is still all over, you're still not fine, your heart chakra is still not balanced, you check. So it's like one step forward and 2 steps back.
You know what, I think I've heard there's this other yoga where there's the 7 poses that is that the Kundalini one, where you have to master each poses that activate different chakra points in your body, and based on the pose, and is that the one?
I didn't.
No, I'm saying the Kundalini one, is it the one where you activate each chakra points, like from the root going up, starting from the bottom going up, like from the root chakra right up to the crown chakra? Is it the one using different poses and reaching a different state of mind? Do we still have Blaq Divine? Or am I the one who lost network?
No, you are on, Wenapoko. You are on. You can see you and hear you.
So I think
we
may have. Let me just repin her again, because I think we may have lost it.
So the Wi-Fi switched off and then the solar had to switch it back on. Sorry.
Okay. Hey. Yeah.
You must share solar with us. Continue. Continue.
I have to get back.
No, you know what, That's why I was actually asking you if the Kundalini one is the one that activates each chakra point, starting with the root one up until the crown one, using different pose. I think I've seen it.
It is.
Oh, it is. But I've heard, this is something that I've read, ne? That I don't know it, and you will confirm it for me today. That there is, at some point, depending on how you do it, if you don't have proper guidance when you perform it, like you may sometimes open yourself up to ill spirits.
True.
How does that work?
Kuri, why the invite? It's like overdo. It's like what? So the candles, the color candles, ne? I got the light fela, as I knowledge. I get, but if you mix the wrong colors, you understand? You bitter in white and treasure. So it's yeah, it's the same with that.
You're high there.
It's so very important. Like let your eye guide you. The problem is we want to overdo it. Let your eye guide you. Just be you. Let your yoga flow. Because yoga is union. That's what yoga means. It means union. Union of what? Mind, body, and soul. Self-realization.
I've just learned something. You can't just open your YouTube and and think that you can just do stuff, especially when it comes to yoga that is linked to spirit. Like if you're trying to get alignment, you can't just switch on YouTube and think that you can do it for yourself. It's better if you just get somebody to guide you properly so that you don't end up inviting ill spirits.
Even if you do it yourself, just don't try too hard to. We try too hard, that's the problem. I can say we batlang we prove. You understand? We told her fast, but it's a step. You understand?
You know what
okay.
You know what I've seen when I cook? I've seen that at the beginning of at some point over the past couple of years, people have been trying to seek some form of awakening, and people have been trying to move away from the traditional system of belief and almost trying to find themselves, their true selves, and how they usually do. I've seen it even with people who start walking the path of the African spirituality, and they start using amabai, candles, and where now they want to fix everything at the same time. And I get it, I get it. It's almost like trying to switch on your third eye without even aligning your root chakra. Like, how is that even possible?
You understand? Yeah. How do you get to 10 without passing through?
But I get it, I get it for so long, because when people get through an awakening of that sort, where they realize that what I thought I believe is not what is, what then do I hold on to? And then I don't know what woke up here in Africa, that everybody wants some form of, they need something, they need something to hold on to. And it's not something, I think it's quite recent where there's like a huge wave, and with waves, you almost need to ask yourself that, are you doing it because it's a trend, or are you doing it because this is really, really, really your path? Because I can't, if I am, let's say, I'm meant to be a leader, I can't be concentrating on my third eye. I should be concentrating on my heart chakra, because that's what leaders rule with. You rule with your heart chakra. Can you hear me?
I didn't get that. Your internet was unstable.
Oh, shame, man. Sorry. How much did you hear?
They want to hold on to something.
Oh, okay. So they want to hold on to something, and they almost everybody now wants to open their third eye, and then you need to ask yourself, is it really my path, or am I going with the trend? And if I'm in a person who is in a leadership position, I should be looking into strengthening my heart chakra, because that's where you rule from, your heart chakra. Third eye, not to say that everybody should not, like, we shouldn't be opening our third eyes and our crown. But
if you want to open it, work with it, please. Sebenza nayo. Isize. Ingakufike. Yeah, what? Ingakufike ungekho imbalanced, ungekho ready. You understand?
Yes.
Yeah. We're not saying don't open it. No. You have the abilities to open it, but work with it in opening it so that it works with you.
Yeah. I wanted to go into the journey as we're now talking about this very important topic, because right now we're in the month of Nut. We're gonna soon transition into the month of Osa. We're gonna soon celebrate our new year, the end of year for us. And during this time, people usually plan out things and we almost want to, I don't know, press the reset button. I don't know if it's even possible. Your journey in terms of stones and candles, can you just take us through that? How did you get introduced to it before we get into the technical aspects about it in relation to spirituality?
The area of manifestations and intentions. It's integrally. What is it that you want to, starting first, chakras. Each chakra is its candle. Its color candle. I get how color le naka di chakra. Uto color o batla o tseba okay, batlo color o bontsha hore di color, I guess di color tsa teng. Ba bontshe dijo tsa teng. You understand? Out what okay, when I did dijo tsa teng, what's more? Understand? And once you get the information, that's all. You understand? It's what you would always use, because each stone and each candle has its properties. Talking about this navy blue one, this one is for spirituality. You understand? Yeah. And obviously the white one is for clarity, and the red one is for passion. You understand? Yeah. No, I'm in a state whereby I have to share about spirituality. I have to clear the space. I have to have passion and confidence as I lead the orange one also. For me to, when I'm corrigating to manifesting, what am I intending to do for this session? You understand? So that's how I was introduced, and I got to learn more about them, as each stone and each candle has its properties. It depends on what you want to heal, what you want to feed on, understand what you want to release. So it was that I read.
Interesting, because I'm just thinking about it now, that as the year ends, should we now be lighting the different color candles that represent the different type of energies and
that
putting
every day.
It should happen every day, not just at the end of the year.
Why ikutlwa ga o right no? Understand? Wa utlwa ga sharp. Mara o batla o etsa ka 7. O ga a ke tla etsa ka mara o sharp no. A re bue ka no, ha o sharp. Wa utlwa o tlamile o etse no. I read ya o zwetsa gore di angels they o jwetsa go we are here now. You understand? Mara wena go no I came at 7. Mara wa ikutlwa go no ke hateleile man, I need to do this. So we have to do it starting from how do you my every day has its candle. I understand. But I candle we light every day. Like yellow for Monday, brown for so happy. Intention, manifestation. That's why I explain as well. Oh, king to intend, but I'll feed in Nako. You understand? So how am I light you? But when you feel like down, you feel like you need self-love, light the pink candle, light it up now, because you feel like you need self-love now. Like feed on your energy now.
I like that. Like you don't wait for a particular time to occur or anything to occur before you light the egg. Would you say then that just like yoga, where if you are not practicing it correctly, we said earlier on that if you're not practicing it correctly, you may just open yourself up to ill spirits that you did not intend to invite. If you don't have the correct knowledge when it comes to candles or stones, you may just open yourself up to
because happy if motomolomong wala le stone se tlameleng a ska ba le sona o tla gere a ska ba
really?
Yeah, like in Nazca Gemini, I don't have to have a turquoise and I don't have to have more than 3 tiger eyes on me.
But how would you know?
It's only matter. It don't have until it feed away on it. Yeah, change. Selenite. Cleanse a working space. This one. It's for cleansing a working space. Or cleanse and down. I never clean because what I'm billion. It will fade marker. It don't be made. One understand. I know service analyzing. Like it'll run a little bit. I read that says because I don't have to behold such stuff.
Okay, let's go back a bit. You've just said something that's that I, you know what, I've been working, like I've been using stones for quite a while now, and what you're saying to me is something that I've probably been ignorant to for quite a while now. And let us go back a bit and say, how do I then know which stones are for me? Do I then now need to go for a consult, or is there some books that I can read? How do I know?
You can read books. Preferably you can go to a person. But we ignore the signs. We ignore. Understand? While it's right here. Stone say every day, man. Thank you, man. And whatever stone say, kisa rati. Mara, let's hate kapelong. Why don't you? Every time they are quiet, my chicken stone salad. What is again? Because stone say salad. As a stone sao.
Listen, like just leave it,
One understand.
That's quite interesting because I lost my blue stone.
I was loser fed.
They stole it, and now I'm a bit agitated because I don't have it. I'm agitated. It looks like the stones are thing. I told you that I'm not very good when it comes to these things, but the stone looks like a tanzanite, but it's not a tanzanite. It's a gemstone. I've never really cared to research about it, but I've always had it. Sir?
It looks like
a tanzanite, but it's not a tanzanite.
Okay.
It's the same color as tanzanite, but it's not a tanzanite. It was on a ring, and the ring, I took it out. And even when I took it out, I was reluctant to take it out, because I had a feeling like if I take out this thing, I'm going to lose it. And then I took it out, and then
you lost it just like that, and you ignored that. Well, I wanted to get you. We ignored it, but right, you
I didn't have a choice. I had to take it out because at the time I was still pregnant and my hands were swollen, and the ring was restricting blood flow, on my finger. and I had to take it out. And I was like, Ish, I don't want to, but now I have to, you know, and I lost it, you know, and now I'm trying to replace it. Does that now mean that that stone is my stone? Like I can't. I'm like, even now I get palpitations just talking about it. I feel very, very uneasy not having that stone.
So kiss piece. Is it? Does it have?
It's like this one, but it's this one I see on. It's only so, but this one is darker. I don't know if you're able to see.
I can see it's blue.
Yes, it's similar to this one.
Okay. Did it have brown spots? Yeah.
No, it didn't. It was just blue.
Okay.
Mkhulu Menzi, you have your hand up. Brother Menzi.
Yes, sanibona, ngiyangizwa.
Siyakuzwa manje.
Okay, the question I was seeking to ask is, since you're talking about stones, because I would like us to move after the stone conversation, I want us to speak about issues of astronomy, just the sky, and issues of astronomy and astrology. But before we do move on, Unut is referred to in some traditions as the stone. It's a blue stone. Is it what? What's it called? Azurite. Not azurite. It is one. I just bought it the other day, man. It's blue now, but deep blue. Oh, I don't have it here. It's called. It's from a color. It's from. Excuse me. Not lapis lazuli. It's a color that comes from a particular flower. And in the ancient times, they used to powder that flower and use it as a paint of some sort. I'll tell you now. I'll look it up, but it's a blue stone. So I'm trying to find a way. My question basically is this: how do stones and what is happening on the astrological level? Where's the connection between stones, us, the elements, the earthly elements, the terrestrial elements, and ourselves, and umkhat, so to speak? I hope I'm making sense. I'll remember the stone now, but it's blue.
So Gogo Mkhulu is trying to ask.
Yeah, umkhati. So there's us, right? And you guys are talking about stones. What are the qualities? What do they do for you and all that? But at the same time, in our mythology, in our ancient African mythology, or stories, so to speak, a particular stone is not only connected to a particular part of the body, in a particular part of your spiritual makeup, but there is also an astral connection, a star connection. So get a little bit on that. I will think of the story and I'll remind you. I'll write it on the chat. And other people can also write on chat if they have questions, please. Those who are on the Zoom. Thanks. That's all I wanted to ask.
Did you get the question, or do you want me to paraphrase it for you? Because I understood what you want to know.
Okay, you can even, but
okay. So what he basically wants to know, he wants to know the relationship between the stones that we use and the stars, the moon, the I get the gaspedi like umkhat is like, can we have translators? We've got lots of people here.
Guys, umkhat is just space.
Space, yes. Space.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then also the relationship with us. So us, the stone, and yeah. The universe.
If I understand the question, I understood the question. What's above, so below. The groundation, the stars below, the stones below. I carry the stone the the stars body. After that's why I can go, what's above, so below. I haven't even getting deep into the stone things connected to which star or in. Like, it's new to me and it's interesting. I have to look up to it, but I haven't. But I know that stars represent stones. Even in Nude, the stars they represent the stones in the ground, the grounded stones. Yeah.
I get what you're saying. No, I get what you're saying. Do we have other questions?
And can I request, Coco, between the two of you? I see Coco is still going to do some research on that one. Can I request Ubaba Uzamalek, maybe if he has a few minutes to give us something on that, if he has any knowledge of that? He's on the chat, I think. If he's willing
Brother
to speak now, and then we can move on. Because there's a lot.
Brother Giza. Ubaba Uzamalek.
Yebo, sanibonani ndosheni njani?
Ashe.
Ashe, ngikude kabi ukuthi ngimamele lento ngiloko ngile kude. So kuba nzima ukuthi ngisondelele. I-question yini?
Okay, ngicela ukukubuza lo mbuzo again Mkhosi. Umbuzo wami ukuthi you see sikhuluma ngo-note la and ogogo bobabili they are talking a lot about qualities ama-stones. This is a sacred stone, you know, there's many names. Ama-stone, celestial elements, siwasebenzisayo, either emsamo or for whatever energy with whatever ways that we use ama-stones, yabo. So ama-stones, bekukhuluma kakhulu about the blue stone, a particular blue stone. Sengiliphohliwe related to note. There's a particular one in blue related to note. So my question is very simple, basically. There's us, Sinaban, on the surface of the earth. And then there are stones underground. It's what Tata is also there. Among they're in the mountains, among they're underground. But ikhona yini into ehlanganisa thina nezinkanyezi kanye nalama stones. I hope I'm making sense. And if ikhona, si-activate kanjani leyo balance above as below, yabo, okungaphezulu kulinganiswe nokungaphansi kulenzo. Thina sihlangana lapha, ngithi sila in the middle. The stones are down here, but beneath our feet. And then the stars are above us. Yes, our relationships. They're talking about astrology and all those things. But again, just any stone. Yini ehlanganisa umuntu netshe nesifakabha noma nomkhathi, so to speak. Okay. Is that clear, Mkhosi?
Yeah, ngizwa.
Looking at time, I want us to be concise. When you
okay.
Yes, yazwakala.
Kune-hydromanites, and hydromanites uzoyithola ise-Kenya. Now it's South Africa, but they haven't dig it. And it's an alien stock. It means it's extraterrestrial. It's not a stone that is from here. How it relate with that, but you found it in the Kenyan people. It has most of their blood flow. They use it for their blood flow when you are a shamanist. But it's a blue stone. It is one day I will send it to you via WhatsApp now. That stone, it's blue. It has a lot of relation with your blood, and it has such a relation with the sky. It is identified as a mother goddess according to the Kiyuku people. And then now these things, it differs with the vibrational frequency of the stone. I heard the lady talking about people being able to have few particular stone and not relating with other stone. It has much to deal with the energy frequency that you have. So when you understand your energy frequency, you will understand which stone you must have and which stone you mustn't have. Sometimes you may have over love, and then when you're going to have a rose quartz, it's going to activate the opposite of what is the rose quartz, because you have too much love for everybody. But if someone has hatred and uses a rose quartz, they'll have more love for everybody, and love will be exchanging within them because they have hatred. They are not used to love, the frequency. But if you are used to the frequency, it's going to overwhelm you and you'll want something new. So the relation with the stars and the space and the ground and yourself and the environment with stones, it is based on the vibrational frequency they float in. We get this vibrational frequency being studied by Scientology. The recent people who are studying that. In the old times, you wouldn't get people who are busy studying the vibrational frequencies of stone. You'll only get it from the priest who will sense the vibrational frequency. So all the relation, they had much to deal with what the stone does. Like most of them, what do you call japster or red japster? Why they are used for blood going out from the hydrotite stone that is from outside planet Earth. Red jasper, we can get it as an ochre in most stones. It was used to chalk up in the hieroglyphics, meaning to write or give color. But it is used for blood in order because it has blood resemblance. In planet Earth, it's like the pumping blood of the planet Earth. You can get red jasper in all around the world, and it simply behave like the way our blood behaves in our body. And same red jasper will be used for different particular star constellation. That star constellation that is used for, in this case, it's a case of the Draco star. And the Draco star has the flow of the blood, meaning it's extremely all around. Its stars connect to each and every place of the galaxy towards other galaxies, which means it may have a link. That is why it will have a resemblance of the same thing. But somewhere, somehow, it will never have the same work, but same resemblance. Yet a doctor will use it based on that resemblance, far as knowing that what is so above is so below, and so below is so outside. As we explain, it is macrocosmis and macrocosmis and macrophomosis. Thank you.
Brother, for that insight. Much appreciated. I just wanted to ask the people that we have here on the Zoom if they have any questions with regards to the current conversation we're having. I saw that on Facebook we don't have questions yet, but I wanted to ask here on Zoom first. Do we have any questions or comments or additions?
There seems to be no questions. I think you can continue, daughters.
Okay. So thank you, Slim Cat, for a response. No questions at this time. So Gogo, with regards to the current discussions, is there something that you particularly wanted to add?
I would like to explain my relation to Newt, maybe.
Okay. Yes, please. Your relationship to Newt.
Yeah, like how do I relate to her, yoga, and as a woman?
Okay.
Is it Ida?
No, you can continue. The stage is all yours.
I'm not sure if it's my network, but Ukoko is talking about relating to yoga, but there's no more sound.
I can hear her. You probably are experiencing network problems, but everybody else can hear her. If you can, just do an emoji or something to show signs if you can hear, or you can just simply unmute and say we can hear her. Can everybody hear Black Divine? Okay. Okay, cool. You can continue, Gogo. It's Menzi that has a problem with the sound. Please explain your relationship with Nut yoga and yeah.
As a woman.
And yes.
Yeah. So Rabona Nuti ubontiwa as a cow pose. So king downward facing dog pose or a plank pose. Understand?
Yes.
That is yoga to start with. The direction which she's facing, to understand, the west side. Wait, the water, you said she represents water, is the west side, you understand? The way she's facing. It's like a moving from ignorance to wisdom. You understand?
Okay.
That's the you understand? So Nuti happen never depict her as a cow, which relates to humanity, you understand, which is us as beings. And happen as which represents a uterus to us as a woman. That is how we relate to Nut as a woman. So we have to find ourselves and know. And a pot represent a containment of what? Of God, wants to understand. Containment of wellness and health. Yeah, that's all I would like to add.
I love that the conversation keeps going back to one point, knowing yourself, even as old brother Zamaleki was speaking, and when he made the example that if you've got overlove, you cannot use a rose quad because then it'll piece and alwen, and what that actually means is that when choosing a stone or when doing even yoga, you need to know yourself. Where are you? Who is me? Who is Nelly? In relations to everything else, am I a person who gives out abundantly? Am I a person? What kind of a being am I? What kind of energies do I carry around with myself? I almost say that having crucial conversations with yourself about who you really are, and then that translates into, it feeds into everything else. And I'm liking that. I'm liking the fact that it goes back to who you are, the conversation, and the emphasis that you've placed today on knowing who you are. I'm gonna go back to what's the Facebook again, and see. Okay, Sister Suzanne says she can hear you. It was Menzi that had a problem with hearing. So I wanted us to speak about this. The last month of the year is a lot of feminine energy as well. But also I want us to speak about how we use the energy of the moon and everything, like to actually enhance the properties of our stones. Yes.
Mama, I tell you, stones is sebetsa jwang pele.
Yes.
When you are wearing this, sitsebella kae se sebetsa le mang, sitsebella kae se sebetsa jwang, sitsebella kae tlamehile se tse eng kae. I understand. Come mofufutso wa ha se thola mofufutso wa hao se a thola go se sebetsa le mang. You understand. Breath ya hao wa understand. How so butswela. You understand. Sa tseba se sebetsa le mang, se catch energy eng. Ba bona sentse se tseba straight o se sebetsa le eng. Ba bona ke mo le la thola e le too much se wa bona. La o di beya ka tlung se sebetsa ka voice ya hao ka breath ya hao a di le ka tlung yo di beya o tlameha o di fote. I understand. So every time when I connect to moon, tlamehile o etse spiritual bath. No, tseba gore ke stone se feng se dominating ka season. You understand? Le for like ke cycle e feng ya moon. Is it a new moon? Is it a full moon? You understand? Or it's a party, you understand? Burn some incense, burn candles, light up candles. Stay suitable for nako eo. You understand? Before o batla ho etsa eng, because highly full moon le new moon, tlamehile o be sure, o be conscious ka hore o nahana eng. You understand? And o study eng. Because ke nako e kgolo ya hore re manifest dintho tse re di hlokang haholo. So we connect jwalo ka mofufutso le tsona ka breath ka moya.
While you're speaking about that, I'm just reminded that there are stones, and I think we need to give out a warning, and I hope that you can also help us with this. There are certain stones that you are not supposed to keep next to your body, irrespective of who you are and whatnot, because of the properties that these stones carry, that they may not be, they may be toxic to your well-being. And as as Ukoko is speaking, before you decide to do a bath or wear a stone and whatnot, do your research around the stone so that you make sure that it's not one of those stones that actually have toxins.
And be conscious of how you feel about the stone. What energy you get from the stone. Uskailebala too. Make sure first intuition ke yona. O feel jwang ha o qala ho hlakana le sona stone se ha ona le sona o feel jwang ha o sebile ka tlasa Samuel o lora eng wena o ntse o lora hampe o ga se o bontsha ka te ya ena a wa tlameya go ba le ka sona se ko ga wa tlameya se be mo. So it's very vital to do research to know.
That's so nice. That's so nice. So that knowing how is it, since having brought the stone into your life, how has it affected your well-being? Have your dreams changed? Have your whatever changed? And that type of stuff. Yeah. Ne? I want to go back before because I think, do you have any last words that you want to share with people? Because I think we haven't spoken about candles. We need to speak about candles. Yay. And to be scented or not scented, what's happening, I see Uslim Cat has their hand up. You can come through, sister.
Hello, everyone. I just have a quick question. When Blaq Divine was explaining the relationship between note and herself, the part where she mentioned the uterus, I'm not sure what I missed that part, what she was comparing it to in terms of note depictions.
Angithi khona blessed sister. Angithi khona la bamvelise khona as a woman angithi one photo lapha izikwekhanda. Have you seen that picture? I can try to share it with you.
Yes, I have seen it, sister.
Yeah. So I was being ngikhuluma ngale bottle ukuthi le bottle eliphezu kwakhe li representa ini. Yabona.
Okay, I understand now. Thanks so much.
Thank you, sister.
Okay, thank you so much. So I wanted us to go back to the whole candles thing. We've spoken about the good, what you need to know when it comes to candle usage and the do's and the don'ts. And we've spoken about yoga, the do's and the don'ts. And then can we just go back? Because, guys, I think even traditional healers have been getting this question quite a lot. The hell candle store and which colors to use. From your part, when using candles, what are the do's and what are the don'ts? And even when choosing colors, the different types of colors, would you say that it's like the stones? There's certain colors that just don't work with certain people. How does it work? And even when it comes to scented, do we scent or do we not scent? The different scents. Is it advisable or not advisable? I know that it's not a yes or no answer. It depends on many factors, but which you will speak on.
Like in Keseri, not according to my experience, yeah. Like in Keseri, that's why I get explain that
Okay.
And the key in chose among we sender. Understand? That's how it works. Do you want fertility? Always light the green candle. I understand. Do you want light? Always light the white candle. Do you want passion? Always light the red candle. And there are candles for manyalo. There are candles for different rituals. So I wouldn't say I would say intention manifest.
Would you say, because I've had bad experience and incense, when I don't pray with incense, not because it's bad, But if I want to speak to my spirit guides, I only use the candle because the moment I light incense, other people who I don't want to talk to come through, and I'm not interested in talking to them.
You have to, because it will keep coming back. You have to talk to them and clear it up. They will keep coming. They will keep coming back. It's like
it's not necessarily like, you know what happens? It's like when I switch on that incense, on that particular day, I just want to speak to my ancestors, mine alone. And then if I switch on the incense, somebody else's ancestors will like, please tell you can't hear me. Did I lose network? Oh. Okay, I'll repeat the question again. So I'll repeat again. So what happens is that when I switch on incense, other people that, let's say I want to talk to my ancestors only on that particular day, and then Kamhelo's ancestors will be like, go and tell Kamhelo this, you know. And on that day, I just want to speak to my people only, you know, and I don't want to speak to other people's ancestors. When it comes to candles, I don't experience that when I switch on candles and I'm speaking to my God. Would you say that something similar may happen to somebody else? You know.
Remember, the smoke incense ascend up with a sense with your heart desires. You understand? It catch energy when I feel like kinto way batla mare. Away batla why bat, but you never thought I can you understand?
Okay.
Smoke incense ke sona se send a message. That's why batla kana because pelo ya o e reng yone e nanne ka bona. The smoke of the incense when it ascends up, it ascends with your heart desires. One understand yeah. So it might talk into o batlang o etsa wa batla go bua le bona. One thought pelo ya hao ya itseba ntwe. One thought kore smoke se se thola energy from wena go wa e batla ntwe mara wena ha no e etsa nako eo no sa batle gore e tle ka nako eo no etsa intention ya eng ya o bua le ba o batlang go bua le bona nako eo. Wa nkutlwa ke reng?
Yes, I do understand.
That makes sense.
No, you know why? Because I generally don't want to speak to other people's ancestors. I just want to speak to mine. And when they come through on that particular day, and I'm like, oh gosh, now I have to.
There's nothing you can do about that. You They will go as far as coming even when you light the candle without burning the incense.
That's what I was going to. That's what the question was going to. That
intended to.
Yeah, like when you switch on a candle, will the same for some other people? Will that have the same effect? You know, like where you connect with other ancestors or other spirits that you don't intend to.
Yeah.
And is that also dependent on the color?
Yeah.
I have no
color is very important. I will not color fela nje. Motho ba raya ke batle ngwana ma go dula tshitse candle e green. Ya fertility. O itse se itseng candle green ha o thola ngwana wa lla yo nna ke tsa ke batle ngwana no mara candle e green all the time you burning a green candle. Why? You calling yourself okay kupa ngwana send the energies of birth. Why bon?
Brother Menzi, you have your hand up.
Yes, I had my hand up, and I just basically wanted to ask a question regarding the Mibala esiyisebenzisayo. It's a question, I'll put it this way, it's an Afrocentric question. It's a question of whether, as Africans, I know we have evolved, we dress differently than our ancestors did, we are living, we eat differently, we do things very differently than our ancestors did, even like 300 years ago, or 200 years ago, or even 100 years ago. So my question is, as Mupedi or Amazulu or Amaswat, what was the what would you think would be a, how do I put this? What was the alternative for all these different colored candles and all these different kinds of incenses that you are using now? We know that a lot of them come from India. We know that the candles are sometimes made in Johann Rupert. I know some people are making it for themselves, but they come from people who are basically sometimes enemies of our race, so to speak, who do not like us to exist. Like Amapai, Zangoma, you know that whole political story of Amapai, Zangoma these days are actually not made by any African person, or, you know, there's no relation between the Pai, you know. So I'm making all these different articles, from candles to the incense to the kind of colors that we wear when we are in our sacred spaces. So the question basically, again, to emphasize it, is before, girls is Angoma, always is Angoma, and people who are in the spiritual sector, I'm going to sector, have used a Amakandela and all that. But before they used Amakandela, what were they using? And the last question is related to the same question. Between myself and Mama and Coco Nelly, we were debating about, do I light the candle all night, or do I light it and switch it off when I'm going to sleep? So that's two questions. The first question is, what is the alternative to this scent and these colors? We know that in ancient Hebrews, the Hebrews had a 7-colored menorah. You know the menorah, the 7 candlesticks. The menorah is called the 7 candlesticks, right? So they have all these different colors related to the different tribes or related to the different days. From Southern Africa with those colors and these candles and this light and this scent. That's that question. And the second one is about, you heard the second one, right? Am I clear? Anyone can answer. It's not just for you. Anybody can answer it. I'm just throwing it out there. Gabon. I hope I was clear.
Goga, did you get that question? Mina, me and Menzi have been having this debate about, do you switch off the candle after praying? Or do you leave it on to burn? Because I leave it to burn until it finishes. And Menzi is on some tip that, you know, after a while you switch it off. And I'm like, how is that even going to work? How does that even work?
No, Lina, I switch it off after a while. Like
Is
after
that...
prayer, like in case like lightly kerese eone. Ke sebedisa for prayer, ke sebedisa o lighter fela ntlo. Wa bona? Kore we light it in. People say we light it in yon. I don't maybe know what prayer. So you light it for prayer, ha prayer fela itim. And then how go maybe khantsha, lighter ha pay for khantsha. And then overall. Na ke kalaka incense stick. I say sticky if you like if it's a sticky okay.
Oh, wow. Because for me, I can say the same reasons. Like I've lit that candle for a particular reason, and then therefore I can't use it for another reason. That candle, like the same candle. As I say, chumile, I can't use it tomorrow to pray again. No, it must burn till the end.
Your sisters chose the easy question first. Please go for that other question too. I know we don't have a lot of time. That's why I said it's open. It's not just for one person. Anyone who feels called can answer. When did we start using articles coming from other nations, and we are using them for so-called in our traditional space? For example, in Samo, or example in the household and things like that. We know there's a history of Hebrews and candles of different colors. There's a history of ancient of Europeans, the different European traditions with candles, stones, and all these colors. See, I'm asking, not in a derogatory way. I'm asking, Singena Pitina, when did we have that contract between our ancestors and the articles of spirit? I mean, I'll call it that. The spiritual, I don't know, elements, instruments. When did we begin using that? And why do we think it's okay for us to use that and not stick to what our ancestors have been doing?
I don't think we.
I hope I was clear.
I know
The question is not clear.
I heard you in in terms of using things that come from different. I always say that be careful of canceling things because you might cancel yourself in the process, because it might be that I'm not sure. I have not researched the history of certain items, but I found that some things that we deem as those belong to other nations, those were actually our things, and through traveling, migration, and also not forgetting colonization. Those things traveled to different parts of the world, and then they came back and sold us the same thing, And I can make an example of the story of Heru, the story of Heru. Some might argue that the Heru is the story of Heru is similar to the story of Jesus Christ, but then it was derived here, from like Africa, and here, and then it went somewhere, and then they came back and sold us the same story and repackaged it. Same as the story of our gold. Our gold leaves our shores, and then they go somewhere, they refine it, they come back, and they resell it to us under a different name. So same as the different color candles and the amapai nan. That's why I say we must be careful of canceling things, because we might end up canceling ourselves, because we might find that those were actually originally part of our practices, and then it went somewhere, and then when it came back, it was sold to us in a different package, and now suddenly we something.
I'm not disputing that. All I'm asking is that we should be able to trace the evolution of such a practice, right? If we say, okay, Aban, we know that African people have been using cotton way longer before we were colonized. We've been using silk, we've been using all these things, but then there was a stage where some of us started using more skins and using other things, but just on a dress code level, right? But there is a history of us, a long history, thousands of years, where we were using different kinds of cotton. So my question is just based on that. It's okay. We can say 70 years ago, Izangom or Ama Izanus, African shamans or spiritual people, they started using candles. Maybe through the connection with Izioni or Christianity in some form, or Hinduism or Islam. So we can say, okay, 100 years ago, then we started using. In some ways, we started using candles. But before that, what were we using? So that's where the question is based. I hope I'm making myself quite clear.
Brother Kisa has his hand up.
How would you connect to that same channel? Because the thing is about channels, right? Programming. Yeah.
Brother Kisa has his hand up.
Okay, no problem. I'm eager to hear the answer.
I think now I'm going to disband and people not to call me brother. I'm not a brother from the union of the brotherhood. I'm just God. Can you use God? Because people have been asking me, what can we use as your title? And I'm like, no, if you disregard me as not calling or Baba, I then use God, but I'm your God. But at the end of the day, this is a truth, no? Don't worry. I had to be confident at the end of the day, because I'm losing confidence in myself, and losing confidence in myself, I'm losing everything. But as you were speaking, asking what did we use? We had candles, but we never called them candles. To give you accurate archaeological research, they made an archaeological digging. And that digging was made here in Bande, here in Johannesburg. So when they were making a digging, they found two ancient old people who were buried here, who were wearing diamonds, they were wearing precious stones, their skeletons. You can still find their skeletons in House of Origin in Wits University. And these people had diamonds, like big current diamonds, and they were wearing chains. They were like a royal family, and their database carbonating, it was old, older than the way they claim that Bantu people came here. It's old, like old. It's 200,000 years old ago. So my insight here is that these people had crystals, and these crystals were put in a way burial ceremonies are done in Egypt, where some of the crystals are used for particular purposes. And then there was this another thing, a candle that is burning. Until they opened that cave, that candle got touched off, meaning the lid wasn't burning anymore. But they found it burning. That's a weird part. And the oil that was there, the wax that was there, it has a carbonation of all like database that is old. So I'm just giving you a glimpse of that. There's things like that here in Africa, west part here in South Africa. That's it.
So yes,
Thank you so much for sharing, God. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We always appreciate your input as you bring much enlightenment in terms of your knowledge. Yeah, the richness of your knowledge. Gogo, do you also want to add to the question on the table? You are sitting this one out. Okay. Okay, cool. We have a comment here on the Facebook with regards to whether you let the candle burn out or you switch it off. He says different approaches, same outcome. That is from Utando Mpumlwana. So yeah, it was her insight in terms of whether you let the candle burn the all night or you switch it off or whatnot, you know. Yeah, I think it also depends on the approach and what she's trying to achieve, as Ugogo has so highlighted before. With that being said, Ugogo, sister, I don't know which title you want to prefer, but has a store. Ivan, please, I hope I'm correct. I'm pronouncing this. Ivanson 7.
Ivine.
Divine, as in divine.
Yeah. Divine.
Ivan 7.
Series.
Okay. Yes.
Let us speak about it.
Yes. Before we close off the session, Coco has a store that she runs where she sells gemstones, jewelry, beaded jewelry, and she'll explain herself, you know.
The Ivine 7 Cells, it's a store that sells dream catchers, cleansing packages, smoking pipes, yeah, gemstones, yeah, and art, beaded art.
So, yes.
You can find me on Facebook, go Ivine 7 Cells or go Blaq Divine Moloto, on Instagram as Ivine 7 Cells, and Twitter, same Ivine 7 Cells, and WhatsApp on 078-902-7436. Email, it's ivine7cells01@gmail.com.
Nice one. So if you need gemstones, you need beaded art, as well as smoking pipes, you know where to go. Yeah, she's your connect right there.
If you need yoga classes.
Yes, as well. How can I forget that? You know, how can I forget? If you need yoga classes, we've spoken about the importance of having guidance when you do yoga, more particularly if you're doing yoga for alignment, how you can easily invite things that you did not intend to invite. It's not like you can just switch on your YouTube and start doing it. So you might just end up doing more harm than good. Your parting
And
words.
on the
No, you were saying.
Well, I was saying on the yoga side, I am keen to working with beginners, intermediates, and people who have menstrual cramps or want period pain cramps. They have pregnancy cramps who want to give a smooth birth. Yeah, energy cleansing. Yeah, physical balancing. Depends on the intention.
That's wonderful. And your parting words, Gogo, with regards to the conversation that we've been having today.
Pardon? What would I like to add?
No, your parting words. Elokugcina, what do you want people to? Yeah, Elokugcina, what do you want people to always remember from everything that we've discussed here today? What do you want people to always keep at the back of their minds? Your parting words.
Please breathe. Everyone, please remember to breathe. Breathing is very important. Know who you are in order to know what you have to do and when to do it. The answer is within. Don't search, it's within.
I love that. Remember to breathe. You know,
Hey, ma.
we often think that it's simple because we do it without thinking about it. But sometimes we need to be intentional. And maybe it's important that we become intentional about our breathing. Let's breathe. I love that. From my side, I would like to remind people that knowing yourself is at the core of everything that we've discussed here today, and understanding the type of being that you are, right down to which type of yoga that you need to concentrate on as a being, that you would need to know yourself for you to be able to decide. And the type of stone, knowing yourself will assist you and or enable you to understand which stones work best for you and which ones won't, and knowing when to ask for help, I think that's also important, but also that is also at the core of knowing yourself. Mkhulu Menzi, do you have any parting words? Oh, wait, let me go to God first for parting words, and then after Slim Cat, and then Mkhulu Menzi.
You are wise to put God first.
No parting word, but I can only say faith is not justifying knowledge, but knowledge is justified faith.
Yeah, those are words. Those are words. Slim Cat.
I just want to thank everyone, especially Ikhambi Natural Healing, to have this platform. I always look forward. It's very important. It's very informative, and I've learned a lot of things. I've learned so much about myself through this group. I'm very grateful for every group and for everyone's input. Thank you, guys. Tamaku.
Tamaku, Koko. Compliments.
Yeah, Nami, first of all, you've adopted a daughter of Ikhambi, a daughter and a training, and the daughters but I really need to add this fact. When you study note, when you study the nature of the divine being called note, what you find a lot is that mama, right? I know our speaker today touched a lot on the womb and the uterus and the pot upon the head as the goddess is depicted. The goddess is depicted with a water pot, a clay water pot on her head. Yes, it represents the womb, but also even as amateur, we always emphasize this, especially in our kinetic ancestry. There is always a balance, a harmony between the masculine and the feminine. Right. So when you see Nuke being described as this mother giving birth to the son each morning, and there are all these elements which define mostly the feminine. It's important also for Amateur to understand which nathi sinesabelo kulo mama, umama wethu. So we know that it is a metaphysical description. We are not speaking about ukuthi umuntu wakaDlamini noma wakaMthetho noma wakaLinene noma wakaSmith. You know, umama nje wethu sonke. Right. So I wanted to just add that and to just close it by saying which in these discussions that we are having, there are a lot of people sometimes that may feel repelled or feel ostracized or feel as if we are speaking out against their faith or their religion when we're speaking about the goddess and the, you know, all these ancient African spiritual beings, you know, the divine beings that we speak about. They're just a quick example. In the Bible, they speak a lot against the Queen of Heaven, right? But here we are talking about all these spiritual traditions, and we're speaking positively about the same Queen of Heaven. In the ancient biblical text, it's just basically everyone is warned against the so-called Queen of Heaven, right? But here we are talking, no, it's positive, it's all good, it's above so below. So I'm speaking strictly to those who may feel like what we are speaking about is against them. We are not against anyone. We are just pro knowledge, like God said in that quote that he mentioned before. Knowledge, knowledge, it's not a biased knowledge, it's just that it is more pro us, pro Bantu, as Singabantu. And a lot of these conversations have been neglected in a lot of spaces. So, and at the end of the day, it's about I.N.Healing, self-discovery, and finding your higher self as you Blaq Divine has given us. So, just with those words, that's all I wanted to say.
I would like to thank everybody who held space with us. Thank you so much for holding space with us. Thank you so much for joining us today as we had this very beautiful discussion. Thank you so much, Blaq Divine, for sharing your knowledge with us. Thank you, God, for sharing your knowledge with us. And I would like to also thank our ancestors as well and the guides that made sure that we stick to learning and we don't dishonor each other and we don't abuse one another in our process of learning. Thank you so much as we say this in the pledge at the beginning, you know. With that being said, please follow us on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Please also share our pages, comment. It keeps us motivated to keep doing this. You might think it's please. We will share this recording on our YouTube page later on today. As soon as we reach our homes, because of Eskom last corner. But yeah, because the Almighty allowed it for us to happen that we convened here today. So thank you. With that being said, Amako.